microphones. Hey, 1, 2, there it is. All right. How's it going? I'm back. This is going to be episode 2. I'm not going to get into too much tonight. I'm starting a little later than I was hoping. So I'm going to jump into it pretty quick. I think what I'm going to start off with, just because I'm not vocally warmed up at all, is some bass tracks, because I think that's probably one of the biggest things that changed when I started really listening to the track, was I probably need some new bass tracks. So let's take a listen first. We'll jump right into the session with this right here. There it is. Cool. And let me kill this music a little bit. We're listening to a track from the new record as well. This is probably the opening song. That song we're listening to while the show is getting ready. That song is currently titled C minor number 2, or GK C minor number 2, just because it's a C minor song. I think it's going to be a super cool song when it's all said and done. But right now it's that's the one that needs vocals, and I'm excited to get to it when I get to it. But for now, I want to get into some bass recordings. So we got the session up, and let's check out where we're at. Just as I said before we get started, I'm getting a little late, starting off a little late today. So I won't go too far today, but hoping to get a little bit done. Let me grab a bass guitar real quick. Hey Brenda, good to see you. Good to see you. Or happy to have you here. I don't know if I see you, but I see your comment. I'm happy to have you here. Thank you for joining for the time that you can. Grab my guitar, 2 seconds. Okay, so I think what I might try to do is I might try and start off with the Sire bass that is like a stingray style. There we go, this view. We're going to go up high. Hey, thank you. Always good to see you too. I haven't seen you in forever, but it's a pleasure to always see your posts on Facebook. Okay, guitar cable. So, the bass track is here. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to duplicate this track. You can see here on the channel strip, I actually have absolutely lots of good memories as well. It's not that I want to go too far into it right now, but like I still remember, I don't know for sure. I do wonder if the video thing that we did, I don't even remember what that was for, but like the video thing that we made when I was in high school, I don't remember what the class was. I don't remember, like all I remember is that we borrowed a camera. I don't remember if it was Sheila's camera or if you brought a camera, and we made some video stuff, and it was super fun. And maybe that's what inspired me to eventually get into video production work, even though I don't really like make original content. I more just make music, but as far as my art goes. But anyway, big fan of those times. At least that time. Okay, so this is my channel strip. I'm going to turn this on. This is coming in through input number 2 on the interface. There's bass guitar sound. I watched your interview recently and it was so good. Oh my gosh, thank you. I started to watch it back and then I couldn't watch it. I had never done you're talking about the podcast thing, right? That was like my first time if you're talking about that was my first time ever doing a podcast, and like I legitimately had a hard time watching it. Not because it was bad. It was just hard watching myself talk. I think I know I talk way too fast, And now I just feel like, oh man, has this been insufferable all this time? Have I always been this insufferable to listen to? But thank you. It was a good conversation, though. It was nice to talk about the kind of stuff we got into. I wasn't sure what direction she was going to go with the show when she invited me. I didn't know if it was going to be about music stuff or my career stuff. But it was fun to jump into the deep end of spirituality, belief, and all that kind of stuff, which is all this music is about that. Everything I write for GrandKitten is about that kind of content. Awesome, because I was there. I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, well, I don't even know what to say to that, but that's yeah, I guess everyone kind of falls into that at some point, but yeah. This song here that I'm working on right now, it's called, it's in the graphic, hang on. I keep forgetting, it's a working title, this one. Home is Always Waiting. Home is Always Waiting. And I'm glad you understood. Thank you. It's been really nice to talk about this kind of stuff openly, and then also to write it in the music. And then when we play live, I talk about this stuff on stage, and it's really cool to meet both Christian and non-Christians who connect with this type of stuff. Because I think at the end of the day, most people seem to believe or intuitively understand that there's something, whether or not they fall in one line or another. But I think that because so many people intuitively think and agree that there's something, it's definitely something I feel like is just a lifelong exploration to find. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try some bass tracks. So let me get a tune real quick. Okay, so this song starts right off with the bass. All right, let's give it a shot. 2, 3, 4. Nope. There's the line. I'll have to keep that on just long enough to find the opening. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Miss. We'll start again. This is the recording process. Now we're in there. It's just over and over and over again until we get it right. I'm going to move this mic a little bit. Maybe that'll work. Cool. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
eternity I might find you there. Just wake up from the dream, open your eyes to see reality's been waiting for you here.
And 2, 3. Cool, and that's a pass. Definitely a lot of misses in there. And I have worked on this song ahead of time, so I'm not fully writing this song in the moment, mostly just recording on this one. It still needs a bridge, but that's where the song's at right now. So there's basically a verse, and then a chorus, a solo section, and then basically another kind of like pre-chorus leading into a final chorus. But that is the song as it is currently. I'll probably just do another pass on bass, and then I'll go back and listen. Or yeah, I'll try and find the places where I've kind of messed up and where it still needs some fixing. Like in the bridge section, definitely the I mean, I'll keep it straight for now like that, but it needs some more movement. But for now, I'll keep it straight. Try again. I think I'm overall happy with the tone. I'm probably not going to actually end up using this bass for the final. But it sounds right for now. All right, here we go. That was a miss. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Yeah,
Can you feel?
to the fifth verse.
Do you see the spirits gathered around the room from the past of the present and they're reaching out for you? Do you hear what they say? They're calling out my name. Reach for eternity, I might find you there. Just wake up from the dream, open your eyes to see. Ignore the lights, let the darkness lead you here.
Okay, so I think not a huge fan of what's happening on the bridge. Okay, so the bridge I don't love. What's the other part I don't like right now? That's what I want. I think first time I'll do that. Second time I'll go. Okay, from top. Here we go.
At the end, you can see, looking back and into me, since the beginning, our paths crossed were forever entwined. But it's Christmas and you're gone. The tree is up, but mostly naked. The lights are dim and the air is frigid. And though the visions, spirit dancing like the day that we met, but I know you're here.
Okay, that's the question. Do we want to ride up to it or not? I think so. Let's start it back a little bit. I think I can start.
You're here.
You said it wouldn't. Let's start from here too. You said it wouldn't be easy, so I take it day by day. And when I feel my loneliest, I whisper out your name because
Can you feel? Do you see the spirits gathered around the room from the past of the present and they're reaching out for you? Do you hear what they say? They're calling out to me. Reach for eternity, I might find you there. Just wake up from the dream, open your eyes to see. Reality has been waiting for you here.
it's actually a sire, but here we go. Okay, that was better. I feel like I'm getting somewhere with the bridge. And no, not, yeah, it's actually a Sire. Can I get that in there? With the painted headstock and everything. And Marcus, it's, yeah, Marcus Miller's, or yeah, Marcus Miller's Sire, I think? Yes. It sounds pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it so far. I think what I'm going to end up doing eventually, Frank, hey, if you're still here, I think what I'm going to be doing eventually is putting flat wounds on this, even though like I'm torn. I really wanted a 5-string, but then when I went to look at a GNL 5-string white, I saw this and I pictured Chris playing this and I really liked the idea of it. He hasn't played it yet. I don't know if he's going to want to play it because it's pink, but I just felt like when he wears his all black, if he's rocking this, it's going to look really cool. I really like the color on this. And it plays, it does play really nice. I compared this to like a bunch of stingrays too, and of all of the stuff, this like I couldn't not buy it because of how good it played, and then also the deal they had on it. I think these were like 700 new, and they had like for, I think it was like I don't know, there was a deal going on, and it was like maybe 425, which is crazy. And what's cool is with the double, I mean, yeah, because you don't see very many that have this the upper pickup, and so like I'm in the middle position, and that's pretty much just like direct. If I roll back like this is the stingray pickup, which I think cuts more, and then if I roll all the way up, it's actually a lot lower output. If I bring that up a little bit, but it's closer to a P bass. I guess it's technically just a jazz bass neck, but I don't think it's fully jazz. I think it's like closer to the P bass position. But when I played through an amp, I really liked this position and then the middle position of both. Granted, now I'm way too loud. And I'm not using the active stuff on it right now at all. It's completely passive, which is one of the reasons I didn't go for the GNL. Was because it had a mode where you could pull out the electronics. So this has like a bypass switch right here. But on the GNL, it had no tone. Whereas this, it's annoying. This is the volume here. And then below it is the tone. So at least like in a live situation, you could still go sans the preamp and still have a tone knob, which is nice. But yeah, this plays really nice. And the access is like so good. Okay, so here's the question though. I just did pass with the Sire bass. I'm liking the direction of where it's going. Granted, it's not a complicated song by any means. I want to try a pass now with the Fender P bass, or the Squire P bass, with the flat wounds, and see if that sounds better. So like, I'll let this play for a sec. We'll just listen while I grab the P bass and see which one we prefer the sound of. The reason I went with P bass a long time ago is that's James Jamerson, that's Bernard from Chic, flat wounds P bass. It just cuts through the mix like nobody's business, and I don't have to do any tweaking to it. This seems like it's maybe doing that, but in my tests I've done so far, it takes up a weird space that I'm not liking so far. That the P bass just anytime I put the P bass on it, it immediately sounds better for a recorded scenario. I think in a live scenario this is gonna sound better, but. Splice. When I feel my loneliness, I whisper up. Man, I do like the low end on that bass.
Turn
listen to a little bit of this bridge. Oh, let's turn the solo on, by the way. Okay, I think it's enough for me for now. I'm gonna do a take with the P bass now, and see what we get this. And that was all completely dry. That take, and we're not listening to any effects, no amp sims or anything. That's just straight dry from the bass. So same thing with the P bass. Now we'll get a sense of what this sounds like. Just completely direct. I have been recording with the tone on lately, as opposed to the tone off / and then if I decide in post I need more tone, less tone, I've been rolling it off in just EQing it. Okay, let's give this a shot. I gotta get a tune on this though real quick. Oh yeah, look at that. It's been cold. This snow came. I had no idea the snow was coming today. As soon as I woke up, I ran to the store immediately to get stuff for me and Jamie. Okay. Good enough for now. Let's give this a shot. All right, so we'll call this Stingray, or this is, yeah, sure, whatever. This is the Sire. Sire, middle position. Mid position. This is P bass. Full tone knob up. Okay. And then, okay, so let's go here. Getting used to switching my shots still. You'll see I've got my makeshift foam in there. And my custom smudgings that I've done there on the bass. It's actually probably from Chris and me, but might be a little bit hot. Okay. Mute this. And let's give this a shot. Let me pull my chair. Need to figure out a way to do this mic. That's not in the way. Okay, I like this. Cool. P bass, here we go. Need to hear that click. Start again. My foam is definitely a little too close. I think we'll take the all right, from here. 4, 1, 2, 3. Missed again. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3. Miss.
At the end, you can see, looking back in
not a great performance, but we can at least compare the P bass versus the Sire bass. I think just on the opening alone, the sweetness of the slide in sounds really nice. If I can hit it, but. Listen to this.
You can see, looking back and into me, since the beginning, our paths crossed, we're forever entwined, but it's Christmas and you're gone.
So not a great performance, but let's compare that alone, because I feel like the P bass is so much out of the way of everything else that's happening in this part of the track. Let's listen to Sire.
At the end, you can see, looking back and into me, since the beginning, our paths crossed, we're forever entwined, but it's Christmas and you're gone. The tree is up, but mostly naked. The lights are dim and the air is frigid, and all the visions, spirit dancing like the day that we met. But I know you're here.
Okay, so this is difficult. I still think the P bass just sounds more.
But it's Christmas and you're gone. The tree is up, but mostly naked. The lights are dim and the air is frigid, and all the visions, spirit dancing like the day that we met. But I know you're here.
It's just warmer overall. It's weird because, like, on one hand, it's low end, doesn't feel as low as like the Sire bass is, but all of the Sire bass, while it's cutting through, isn't sitting as softly as this sits. It's crazy, right? Yeah, I don't know what it is. There's like it's like if I'm listening to the bass on its own without it like being in a mix, it's so much more fun and pleasing and enjoyable to play the Sire / a Stingray sound. It just sounds way more fat, way more full, way more fun. But then as soon as it's in a mix, let's just listen to that chorus again. Go to the Sire.
Do you hear what they say? They're calling out to me. Reach for eternity, I might find you there. Just wake up from the dream, open your eyes and see. Reality's been waiting for you here.
I mean, the Sire sounds great. It really does.
Do you hear what they say? They're calling out to me. Reach for eternity, I might find you there. Just wake up from the dream, open your eyes and see. Reality's been waiting for you here.
I'll do this solo section. Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, you could go either way. I think the P bass just fits this better. All right. Well, I'm okay with that. Hey, Jeremy. We're currently testing between recording some bass tracks, testing between P bass and a Sire bass, basically a Stingray versus P bass. And Frankie and I both agree that the P bass is the right bass for this track, and it always has been. For all of the GrandKitten stuff ever, it's always been a P bass in the recordings. I've tried a bunch of stuff, and the P bass just always wins out, even though it's a crappy Squire. However, I think live the Sire is gonna be really cool. The Stingray style is gonna be cool. And I think I've got some heavier tracks coming up on the record as well that'll fit better. Let me get another pass with the P bass, just because that pass was not very great, and we'll see where we get with that after that. All right. If I can nail this slide, the Sire messed me up with the steel strings instead of the flat wounds. Here we go. 2, 3. A little fast. Oh, that's bad. They're on the side. I'm gonna go back and fix that real quick. We'll punch in right as the bridge starts. I think here. Yeah, we'll go there. Here we go. It won't be easy. I'll take it day by day. I want to sing. I messed it up. Here we go again. You say it won't be easy, so we'll take it day by day. But when I feel my loneliest, I call out your name. There it is.
Can you feel? Do you see the spirits gathered around the room?
Walk it down.
From the past of the present, and they're reaching out for you. Do you hear what they say? They're calling out to me. Reach for eternity, I might find you there. Just wake up from the dream, open your eyes to see. Reality's been waiting for you here.
And to the bridge, here we go. That was a miss, but
Can you feel? Do you see the spirits gathered around the room? From the past of the
okay, I'm gonna
present.
pause there because I've messed up quite a few times leading into this. I want to go back to the bridge. I actually don't remember what I wrote as the chord progression for the bridge, and I don't think I'm hitting it right. So let me grab my acoustic guitar right here, and let's see what the chord progression is. So this song is capoed on the 4th, with this little. I'm probably a little out of tune, but the chord progression starts off on a B major, down to A flat or B G sharp, then it's the C sharp. That's what I'm messing up. I think on bass I'm going, and then I'm going here as opposed to on the A. That's what it's supposed to be. I don't think we use this part. That's in the verses. Okay, so dumb, so easy. The real question is, what is the actual like bass line gonna be? Because right now I'm not loving what I'm doing. This may be something I want to hand off to Chris for sure. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. That doesn't sound right. I don't feel like the second half of the bridge follows the first half of the bridge on the acoustic guitar. 2 seconds. Let's listen to what that sounds like. I need to hear just the acoustic down there. Hang on. This is going to mute my mic for a sec. Okay, well, was that what that was? Sometimes when I'm recording this stuff, it just happens, and then I have no idea what I did after the fact. So this is embarrassing. Bass guitar. Here we go. So. I think that's what that was. Oh, let's do this. I'm gonna solo this. I'm gonna solo this. I'm gonna solo just the acoustic guitar, and we'll just play this part to the acoustic down here, starting back here, and we'll record along with it. But then I'll stop when I get to it. Maybe here we go. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it just reverses it. The first time it's A to, or no, not A, I'm capoed, but like the C sharp to the E. Second time it's E to the C sharp, and then to the F sharp. So let's get it for real this time. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. To A, to C, to there. Second time is that's it. Okay. Surely this isn't fun to watch anymore now, right? There we go. Then we want to hit the boom 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 boom. Back to that. Hit it again. Here we go. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Let's just hit that back section. Now you're really in the game. This is no longer the show. This is now just me doing the thing that it takes to record a good song. Welcome. This is the grinding part, right? Grinding the levels. Cool, that's the part. Let's go back and get it. For real. Here we go. This is. I think I want to do the boom doom dee 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 boom doom boom doom dee boom doom dee boom doom boom doom boom doom. Cool. Pull this back. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I think I'm gonna go back to that B again like that instead of because like I do the same thing twice, right? It's like, but then I do. But instead of doing boom doom down, I go. So this infers the F sharp instead of the B, but then I can land on the D and go up to it. Close. That's the right idea. That was the move. That was the one. Do it one more time, but to get a clean take. Hey Brent, how's it going? Thanks for joining. There we go. Gotta do the riff, gotta do the run. There it is. Then we messed that up. Going back here, right here. Boom, boom. Oh, sorry. right. I think we got a good take, or at least a good idea that I can come back to later. Cool. I feel pretty good about that. What else do I need to do? I mean, there's definitely some cleanup I want to do there, but I think I'll do it off stream so it's not so ridiculous. Because I could be here forever just doing the same tracks over and over again. And that's how I do it. I don't know. I feel like it's probably not the proper way to do it, but that's always been my process. I think I'm not classically trained. I'm not like professionally studio trained. I think there's definitely a world in which I could have been a lot better of a player and like nail things in one take. But that has just never been my process. I guess because I have the luxury of recording myself. Whereas if someone else was recording me in a different studio, you can't take this kind of time. So anyway, I'll come back to these. I'll probably off stream to kind of clean these up and stuff. And also I kind of want to send these off to Chris at some point to have Chris take a look at that bridge and see if he could do something a little more interesting on that bridge. Let's take a listen real quick.
Can you feel? Do you see the from
I kind of want to hear. I don't really want to hear it in isolation too much because it'll throw me off. But it was interesting. I had a like a flip top type sound going for a little bit. So this is with a bass amp sim, and I've never really been able to find a bass amp sim, at least within Logic stuff, that I've liked. Guitar wise, no problems at all. Always had guitar stuff I liked, but
at the end you can see, looking back and into me, since the beginning our paths crossed were forever entwined. But it's Christmas and you're gone, the tree is up but mostly naked, the lights are dim and the air is frigid, and all the visions spirit dancing like the day that we met. But I know you're here. Can you feel? Do you see the spirits gathered around the room? Out for you. Do you hear what they say? They're calling out to me. Reach for eternity.
one of the things I'm not 100% sure that I like is on the opening guitar. I used my Les Paul back there, and I'm not sure. Let me try this with my Italia real quick. I'll let it play for a sec. For this part, it sounded great, but for the opening, I always felt like maybe that wasn't the right sound. I originally wanted it to be an acoustic, but I bring the acoustic on its own later in the song, and I think that actually works better. Okay, I'm just going to duplicate this track because I liked the sound that I had there, and change this to input 2. Probably need to tune this up, but... And then I think... Maybe a little more input gain on that. So this song is capoed on the 4th fret, standard tuning. I'll tell you what though, this something doesn't sound right off the bat. I can tell you that much. Something's not right about it though. Like I haven't played it in a while, and this could be interesting. Trying to see if I could do it with the acoustic, the piezo. I like to use the piezo every once in a while on this just to get a different tonality. But yeah, it just feels like something's not right. But let's try a take and see. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Oh. Am I soloed? I'm soloed. Okay. Let's bring this here so I don't forget that these are the 2 tracks that I want to come back to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. I don't think this is the sound. Let me go back to the electric pickup. Something's wrong. Let me try my Les Paul and see what that sounds like, but something's up with this guitar.
At the can see, looking back and into me. Since the beginning, our paths crossed, we're forever entwined. But it's Christmas and you're gone. The tree is up, but mostly naked. The lights are dim and the air is frigid.
I mean, I guess the last time I used it was... I don't know if this sounds much better. Okay, maybe it's something with the interface then. Because it... Try it. 2 or 3. I forgot I didn't do this part in the open. Hold on. Can I get up to that? If I'm doing... Or do I just leave that part for later? The Italia was definitely easier to get in tune. This Les Paul, I struggle with so much. I talked to Jake from Jaguar the other day in text, and I should be getting my Epiphone Wilshire back soon, and maybe the Wilshire is the way to go. When we did Circle With Me, I recorded all the guitar with that guitar, and it sounded great. It doesn't feel as full as I wish it did live, but recorded, I love the way the Wilshire sounds, or not the Wilshire, the Crestwood. That mini bucker actually really works really well, so maybe that's the move. I'm gonna get that back, but... Alright, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know what I was thinking about there.
At the end, you can see, looking back and into me. Since the beginning, our paths crossed, we're forever entwined. But it's Christmas and you're gone. The tree is up, but mostly naked. The tree is up. At the end. At the end, you can see, looking back and into me. Since the beginning, our paths crossed, we're forever entwined. But it's Christmas and you're gone. The tree is up, but mostly naked. The lights are.
I think I liked it better here.
At the end, you can see, looking back and into me. Since the beginning, our paths crossed, we're forever entwined. But it's Christmas and you're gone. The tree is up, but mostly naked. The lights are dim and the air is.
I was trying to read your comment. I think you're spot on with leaving the high part of the intro bit, and then later, potentially the next time you go into the progressive riff. Wait, one more time. I think you're spot on with leaving the high part. Oh, gotcha. The yeah, it probably makes more sense on the actual chorus. Thank you. Oh, not to mention, I think what I actually wanted to do was, if this will turn on back here. I haven't got a camera really set up for this, but where is it? So I think that's what's going to happen probably in that open part during the So I'll get to that another day probably. But that is on the docket. That's not where I wanted to start. I wanted to start here on the verse. There we go.
At the end, you can see, looking back and into me, since the beginning, our paths crossed, we're forever entwined. But it's Christmas and you're gone. The tree is up, but mostly.
I do that slide and then I forget what the line is. Here we go.
At the end, you can see, looking back and into me, since the beginning, our paths crossed, we're forever entwined. But it's Christmas and you're gone. The tree is up, we're mostly naked. The lights are dim and the air is frigid, and all the visions, spirit dancing like the day that we met. But I know you're here. Can you feel? Do you see the spirits gathered around the room? From the past of the present, and they're reaching out for you. Do you hear what they say? They're calling out to me. Reach for eternity, I might find you there. Just wake up from the dream, open your eyes and see. Reality's been waiting for you here. At the end, you can see, looking back and into me, since the beginning, our paths crossed, we're forever entwined. But it's Christmas and you're gone. The tree is up, we're mostly naked. The lights are dim and the air is frigid, and all the visions, spirit dancing like the day that we met. But I know you're here.
I don't know if it needs a lead part there. When I originally was jamming on it, I had a lead part there. Perhaps it wouldn't be easy to take it day by day. And when I feel my night alone, it's the whisper of your name. Because yeah, I might drop the lead part. Where are we?
But I know you're here. Can you feel? Do you see the spirits gathered around the room? From the past of the present, and they're reaching out for you. Do you hear what they say? They're calling out to me. Reach for eternity, I might find you there. Just wake up from the dream, open your eyes to see. Reality's been waiting for you here. Can you feel? Do you see the spirits gathered around the room? From the past of the present, and they're reaching out for you. Do you hear what they say? They're calling out my name. Reach for eternity, I might find you there. Just wake up from the dream, open your eyes to see. Ignore the lights, let the darkness lead you here.
The real question is, does it need to, where does it need to go from there? This does not, I didn't have any idea of where it could go bridge-wise when I wrote it. So all things are possible. Do you hear this radio noise coming in? Like, I'm pretty sure it's a walkie-talkie I'm picking up. Because if I pull this out, it's actually worse that way. That's crazy. And then if I pull the track out, it's gone. Okay, I want to do like one pass or two passes on this guitar solo, just because I think what I currently have is all like comped in there. Like, it's like two different takes, it's comped together. So I want to see if I can get like one good take that is the whole thing all the way through. I've played it enough times, I should probably be able to nail it. That's the idea, at least. Oh, I just realized that I've been not playing through the right thing the whole time. Hilarious. How has my guitar been getting through there then? Oh, right there, this track. This track. Kill that. Cool. Here we go. 1, 2. Cool. That's working. Just sounds bad. 3, 4, 1, 2. That last take was so good, and I wasn't recording. All right, I think I'm out after this. Here we go. 3, 4, 1, 2. That's the idea, at least. If I could nail it for once, one more time, and then I'm out. Last try. Whatever. Okay, well, it was a good effort. I wasn't planning on doing this super late today, and I haven't been playing lately. I've been getting everything ready to do this thing. But thank you for joining me for a little bit. I'm going to close it out by just listening to that last track one time through, and then I think next time I got to figure out my technology, because something with the guitars is not sounding right coming through the system. And I'm not sure what it is, to be honest, but that's okay. It seems like it's recording fine, just like my monitoring of it seems off. Although I now have a hunch of what it is. But let's just listen back to this, and then I'm out. Thank you for joining me. Excuse me, oh my gosh. For this secondary episode of recording this home song, Home is Always Waiting. Hopefully this will be worthy of being on the record. And hopefully I will get better at doing a show like this. This is rough. Yeah, but thank you. All right, let's listen to this and I'm out. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. But whatever. We'll get it next time. Not a big deal. I'm rusty and that's okay. But my actual name is Jack, and I appreciate you watching and being here for this session tonight. So thank you. I will see you next time, and good luck and good night. Goodbye.